Hello, well wishers and critics. How are you today? It's Professor Suresh, delighted to be back again for my 14th video in process of publication on YouTube. It's once again an emerging field with vast applications. Robotics, appropriate applications is the topic. At the outset, a word of caution in particular to the young 2K generation. Use technology advancements judiciously. For example, so called smart gadgets have made people dumb and dumber, which is a fact when people need a computer even for simple arithmetic calculation. Same is true about AI, artificial intelligence, expert systems, IoT, Internet of Things, Industry 4.0, ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, additive manufacturing or 3D printing, robotics, disruptive technologies, etc. Some people think that there is no life without computers, smartphones, TV, social networking, etc. It's an addiction like dependence on psychotropic substances. Nowadays, there are de addiction centers for these types of addiction too. Moreover, so called computer geeks or nerds are crooked and abuse their knowledge for unethical acts like hacking, cyber crimes, cyber wars, committing financial frauds, harassing people, and sexual exploitation. We claim that we are living in space age, but I tend to feel that we are going backward to the primitive period when people with the physical powers used to be the leaders. Nowadays, people abuse technology for their own benefit. Computerization was done to reduce the paperwork and curtail the paper based documentation. As it happened, think. Computerization is an additional source of misery when people pass on the blame to the computers, especially banks, I would say. Computers, technology, etc., is not a panacea for our problems. So many times they are the root cause of our problems that we face. Is there any internet browser that works when you turn off the cookies? Purposely, it's all designed that way to steal information without any sweat from innocent people without their knowledge and consent. Anyhow, I'll pass this discussion here and move on to the selected topic. Okay. The term robo is from Czech, which means forced labor. The term, in its present interpretation, was invented by Czech writer Karel Čapek in his 1921 RUR, which stands for Rossum's Universal Robots. Although Čapek's robots look like people, they don't have human feelings and they work twice as hard as the human beings. Robotics is an interdisciplinary area interfacing computer science and engineering. Robotics involves design, construction, operation, and use of robots. The goal of robotics is to design intelligent machines that can help and assist humans in their day to day lives and keep everyone safe. The robotics develops machines that can substitute for humans and replicate human actions. Robots can be used in many situations and for a lot of purposes, but now today many are used in dangerous environments, including inspection of radioactive materials, bomb detection, and deactivation. The manufacturing process or where humans cannot survive. Example in space, underwater, in high heat, and cleanup and containment of hazardous materials and radiation. Robots can take on any form, but some are made to resemble humans in appearance. They are called as humanoids, humanoids, humanoids. This is said to help in the acceptance of a robot in certain replicative behaviors usually performed by people. Such robots attempt to replicate walking, lifting, speech, cognition, or any other human activity. Many of today's robots are inspired by nature, contributing to the field of bio-inspired robotics. It's all Wikipedia definition. Artificial intelligence, shortly AI, is the theory and development of computer systems able to perform tasks normally requiring human intelligence such as visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, and translation between languages. There are three types of artificial intelligence: narrow or weak AI, general or strong AI, and artificial super intelligence. We have currently only achieved narrow AI. Human beings are supposed to have the sixth sense, which is an extra sensory perception, or shortly ESP, beyond our five commonly recognized senses: hearing, taste, sight, smell, and touch. This sixth sense makes us superior, and no other sentient organism on earth is compatible to humans. Let us not lose this superiority even when machines, else, even machines will dominate us and will be their slaves. We should be their masters, not the slaves. Some movies have depicted this scenario like Terminator, iRobot, Yendran, etc., in which humans will be forced to fight the robots for even their basic survival. Expert Systems (ES) is a piece of software which uses databases of expert knowledge to offer advice or make decisions in such areas as medical diagnosis. There are mainly five types of expert systems. They are rule-based expert systems, frame-based expert systems, fuzzy expert systems, neural expert systems, and neuro-fuzzy expert systems. The expert systems classification is based on the knowledge representation, inference engine, working of the system, and user interface. In artificial intelligence, an expert system is a computer system that emulates the decision-making ability of a human expert. Expert systems are designed to solve complex problems by reasoning through bodies of knowledge represented mainly as if then rules rather than through conventional procedural code. Again, Wikipedia definition: robots use microcontrollers, which are essentially a single chip computer. Single chip means the entire computer system lies within the confines of a sliver of silicon encapsulated inside the plastic housing of an integrated circuit. The microcontroller has features similar to those of a standard personal computer. The microcontroller contains a CPU, central processing unit, RAM, random access memory, ROM, read-only memory, input-output I/O lines, serial and parallel ports, timers, and sometimes other built-in peripherals such as analog to digital (AD) and digital to analog (DA) converters. The key feature, however, is the microcontroller's capability of uploading, storing, and running a program. Microcontrollers are easy to embed into large electronic circuit designs. Their ability to store and run unique programs makes them extremely versatile. There are a number of compilers available in the market that allows users to write programs or codes in various high-level languages. It's a three-step process: write the code, compile the code, and then upload this code into the controller. Introduction to Numerical Control (NC) in 1952 opened a new era in automation. Logical extension of NC was Computerized Numerical Control (CNC) for machine tools in 1970, in which a mini computer was included as an integral part of the control system. Industrial robots were developed simultaneously with CNC systems. First commercial industrial robot, was manufactured in 1961, but they did not play a major role in manufacturing until the late 1970s. Present industrial robots are actually mechanical handling devices that can be manipulated with computer control. Computer, which is an integral part of robot system, contains a control program and task program. The control program is provided by the robot manufacturer and enables the control of each joint of the robot manipulator. Task program is developed by the user and specifies the manipulator motions required to complete a specific task. Task programs are generated either by leading the robot through the required job or by using offline programming language. When a programming language is used, the robot computer also contains a language processor which interprets the task programs and provides the data required by the control program to direct the robot's motions. The control program uses the task program as data, and for every job, a new task program must be generated by the user. Basically, an industrial robot is a general purpose programmable machine possessing certain anthropomorphic characteristics. Robot manipulator is a series of joint link combinations like our hand. Types of manipulated joints are translational motion as linear joint, orthogonal joint, rotary motion, rotational joint, twisting joint, revolving joint. 5 common body and arm configurations for industrial robots are: 1. Polar coordinate body and arm assembly. 2. Cylindrical body and arm assembly. 3. Cartesian coordinate body and arm assembly. 4. Jointed arm, body and arm assembly. 5. Selective compliance assembly robot arm, shortly SCARA, SCARA. Joint drive systems may be: 1. Electric, that is a preferred one. 2. Hydraulic. 3. Pneumatic. Robot control systems are: 1. Limited sequence control. 2. Playback with point-to-point control. 3. Playback with continuous path control. 4. Intelligent control. Industrial robots will have: 1. Grippers to grasp and manipulate objects. 2. Tools to perform process. 2 basic categories of sensors used in industrial robots are: 1. Internal, to control the position and velocity of the manipulated joints. 2. External, used to coordinate the operation of the robot with other equipment in the workshop. Industrial robots are mainly used for: 1. Material handling. 2. Processing. 3. Assembly and inspection. Okay. Robot programming is by: 1. Lead through programming. 2. Robot programming languages. 3. Simulation and offline programming. 2 coordinate systems are used. 1. World coordinate system. Origin and axis of robot manipulator are defined relative to the robot base. 2. Tool coordinate system. Alignment of the axis system is defined relative to the orientation of the wrist faceplate, to which the end effector is attached. 3 terms used to define precision in robotics are: 1. Control resolution. 2. Accuracy. 3. Repeatability. Technology development is good, but it should be used for constructive purposes. Robotics is very useful, as I said before, in hazardous operations like welding, removal of landmines from battlefields, even serving patients infected by novel COVID-19, robocops to control unruly crowd, robotic assisted surgery, robot assistants for passenger information at airports, railway stations, customer assistance with the chat robots, shortly chatbots, machine vision for quality checking, robot pets, robot cooks, robot maids, etc. This list is not complete, okay. Humans need to exercise due care, utilize robots for protective purposes and not for destruction. Countries like ours, with such vast human resources, should never implement automation unless otherwise the operation is hazardous in some way or other, or too complex for the manpower to perform. Work simplification with industrial robots is certainly a boon. We'll meet again real soon. Rest in peace and harmony. Always watch these videos with closed caption, subtitles for enhanced comprehension. I know I rushed through to complete the presentation within 20 minutes max. Rest in peace and harmony.